Hi, everybody. This is Andrea Stevenson. Today I'm from Simply Outrageous Youth, and we're going to be talking about effective and fun study tips for kids, tweens, and teens. And I'm just going to go through my blog post here. And the way this subject came about is that it was simply a request from one of the moms that I usually speak to. And I just thought it was an opportunity to fulfill her request. So before we get started into the study habits, I'm just going to answer some basic questions for you. The first one is, how can I help my kids study? And one is just to create simple conversations with your children about what they're studying, whether it's at the dinner table, during car trips, or doing walks. Also, being involved in your child's school, maybe going to the open houses or back to school nights, or even scheduling a meeting with their teacher just to see how they're doing before their report cards come out. And also just some basic necessities, making sure that they have nutritional meals, that they're getting their proper sleep. And here I have a link to some resources for nutritional meals and also proper sleep times and how long children should get sleep according to their age. Also, a conducive study environment, and usually the temperature should be between 74 degrees and 77 degrees, and make sure their desk and their tables are away from distractions, maybe away from the door so they're not distracted during studying time. And also, natural light is the best light to study with, but if there's no access to natural light, here are some resources for proper lighting in your child's study area. Another tip is to have a distraction sheet. So, a lot of times when we're studying, we have ideas pop into our head about what we need to do later or in the future. And you could just have a sheet there, when those ideas pop into your head, just to write those ideas down. That way they're out of your mind on paper, and then you can continue studying. What are some of the habits of successful students is learning outside the classroom? So not just looking at what they read in textbooks or listening to the teacher's lecture, but taking the initiative maybe to find a documentary on the subject or seeking out experts in the community on the subject, or even watching educational videos maybe on YouTube or going to the library to read other books on the subject, just so they can get another perspective about it. Also, practice exams. A lot of textbooks, they have practice exams at the back, or if you get older versions of the textbooks or of that subject, sometimes they have questions, or even you as a parent can just have a simple dialogue and ask your child questions about the topic. How can I improve my child's interest in the study? And I give an example of when I was in high school, I hated geography. I didn't become interested in it until I went to college and I met all these students from various countries and I started to travel myself. So I made a connection with it, a personal connection. And here I talk about just ways that, other ways that you can get children involved with subjects like geography. Like if they like princesses, you can look up princesses all over the world. Or if they like sports, you can look up sports that are played in other countries. And I also talk about physics here, where, I hated physics, but maybe if I would have gone to a playground and learned and looked at a simple seesaw and looked at the two opposing forces of a seesaw and looked at the fulcrum, the piece in the middle that helps to counterbalance the seesaw, and studied that and related that to physics, maybe I would have been more involved in the subject. So let's go to 4 ways to improve study habits. Here is chunking information, and basically it's just breaking information down into smaller pieces. And I give the example here. I remember when I was in elementary school, I didn't know how to spell together. So my teacher, she just broke it down for me. She said to, get, her. And from that, I never forgot how to spell together. And also, just have to find ways to break the information down. You can do it by dates, you can do it by colors, maybe color code the information and break it down that way. So you just have to find your own way of doing that. Mind mapping is one of my favorite ways to learn new things and also to remember new topics. And I have 5 steps here to create a mind map. But here I show you that here's my favorites here. And so in the middle here, you have the main idea, and then these branches here are the subtopics here. And then the little branches off of the subtopics are the details. And this is great because your brain remembers pictures. That's why you remember photographs, you remember magazines because they have a lot of pictures. So this, and it also uses the two sides of your brain too. And also you can use mind mapping for your study. So here it could be the chapter of a book or a topic, and you're just going to, on these subtopics, you're going to write where, when, who, why, what, and the conclusion. And then alongside these smaller branches, you can write the details here and include pictures too, because that's going to help your brain to remember various information. You can also get creative with what you're studying. You can make home videos, maybe create a role play. You can create a YouTube video maybe, or even a commercial, or write a rap about it, or a poem. So related to how your creative juices are flowing, you can draw a picture about it or paint a picture. So you just want to use your creativity to remember information. And also you can create a schedule too, but with the catch. And the catch is that, you want to put the time that you're going to study, but the catch is put the things that you enjoy too, like your hobbies, time with friends, time to play video games or time with digital media. So that way you have something to look forward to after you study. Also, association, and this is going to be personal to you. So here I have an example about the area of a rectangle, and this is the formula here. So this is a sentence that I made up. Laura and Will had a big baby named Adam. So the L and the Y for the length and the width is for Laura and Will, and they had a big baby named Adam, which is for the area. So these are just some helpful study tips. I hope you find them helpful. And here I have other resources here. And I'm going to leave the link to this blog at the bottom. So that's it for today, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.